What's up, Greg? You know, I feel like it's been a while since I found something real weird on TikTok. Like something so strange that I truly cannot wrap my head around it, but I've done it. It's two twins on TikTok, which is not uncommon for twins to blow up on TikTok, but these twins are different because these twins are in love. Aww. That's so cute. With each other. What? Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. We're watching these guys today. You guys have probably seen videos titled Siblings or Dating. How about Siblings Are Dating? This is truly one of the weirdest things I've seen on TikTok in a while. And like the more that I look into it, the more puzzling it gets. It's like there are layers and it gets deeper. And there were twists in here that I did not expect. These dudes run an account called Alisov Brothers. I believe they're Russian. And the vast majority of their TikToks is literally just them doing stuff like being about to make out with each other, not dentistry. Most of their TikToks are not about being dentists. Although they do have like a surprising amount. I feel like they have like 10 TikToks in this dentist chair. I don't know if they own a dentist business on the side. That is not clear to me. These dudes heard that self-care was important and took it so literally. This dude has his literal self cleaning his teeth and borderline making love to him. But this is like their thing. They have so many TikToks where it's like music playing and then at the end they just kind of like grab each other's faces and just like breathe into each other's faces.
Skin the color of bark.
Oh, nice. Nice, dude, that's awesome. Has your brother ever been so right at math that you wanted to make out with him? I guess that's kind of the relatable angle they were going for here. Every video I watch, I feel like peels back another layer of their lives, revealing another even more confusing layer. Totally indifferent to getting married, to literally the biggest day of your life, just so nonchalant. He became very nonchalant on his wedding day. And then at the end they hug? Seems like this is like the one time in most people's lives it's like the most acceptable to kiss in public would be on your wedding day. Or like suck each other's souls out or whatever they do in all their other videos. The old Machine Gun Kelly. But why are they so indifferent to their wedding? I know it's a fake wedding, but like, come on, dude. Act a little bit enthusiastic. You're getting married to your brother. Actually, maybe it is kind of baller. Maybe it is kind of cool. It's the ultimate baller move to do literally the most insane shit ever, like marry your twin brother and not give a fuck about it at all. Just another day getting married to my twin brother. Nothing weird going on here. Just gonna give him a hug. We're getting married in front of a castle. This is our castle, by the way. We are Russian royalty, as a matter of fact. Is this like a wedding venue or is this their castle? Are these guys Russian royalty? I've heard that royal families can be pretty inbred, so honestly, I would believe it. I think that marrying your twin brother is literally keeping your genes as pure as humanly possible. If they could have a baby, it would just be them again.
Uh-oh.
What?
People.
Oh no, people.
Oh no, people are gonna see us almost kiss. No! Okay, thank you. I appreciate the modesty. I'm right here. Thank you for once looking at the camera and realizing what you're doing is insanely weird. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. This TikTok to me seems a little bit hard to swallow. I'm gonna call BS on the entire premise of this TikTok. As if these dudes are bashful or modest in the slightest. These dudes have a TikTok account with 2 million followers that is centered around these two brothers who want to have sex with each other all the time. I don't think that if they were gonna kiss and they saw someone watching, they would stop. They'd probably be like, oh yeah, come here. Oh shit, someone's watching us. Hell yeah, dude, let's traumatize this guy. Okay, so clearly whatever's going on here is just like for shock value to get views on TikTok. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that whatever this is, it's not like a real romantic relationship. It's just these two brothers who thought, hey, if we do this like weird shit, we can probably get really famous on TikTok. And I guess they have like 2 million followers, but like this video has 70,000 likes, which on TikTok is not that much. And some of their videos have like 7,000 or 8,000 likes, which I don't know about you, but to me, makes this a lot weirder. Like people will do weird shit for fame and millions of dollars all the time. You can't stop people from doing that. But for like 5,000 likes, you're gonna make the whole world think that you're in love with your brother for 5,000 likes? Is it worth it? It'd be funny if this is them just realizing that people can see all these TikToks. They're like, oh fuck, we've been posting these to a public audience? Oh, that is not good. I thought these were just for us.
'Cause mama, I'm in love with the
I don't know, I just have a hard time believing that this would ever be the reason that you were outcast from society and had to run away together. These twins just robbed a bank and ostensibly murdered somebody, and somehow it's the most normal thing they've done so far. Imagine seeing this in real life and having to be the person that reported this crime. All right, was there anything weird about the guys who did this? Yeah, there was a lot. Oh no, is this another set of twins? No! What are they gonna do? Oh man. Oh no. Those poor girls. They're probably acting in this TikTok, but I think the idea of them being so genuinely mortified about what's going on in front of them, is actually very realistic. I wonder who these girls are. How did they get them in on this? It's actually kind of weird because they're not tagged in the video. So I'm kind of worried that they're just like regular twins, like civilian twins, not influencers at all. How did they get roped into this? Hey, we noticed you guys are twins. So are we. We have like 2 million followers on TikTok. Do you guys want to be in a video with us? Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That sounds fun. What kind of videos do you guys make? Oh, just pretty standard TikTok stuff. We do like dancing, pranks, silly comedy skits, challenges, making out with each other. We want to make out with each other so bad, but we never get to. We're two horny twins that just want to kiss, but we can't. Two poor twins go back to their job the next day and their coworker's like, hey, are you guys okay? You're both acting really weird today. Did something happen? I guess it just goes to show that you never really know what someone's going through. It could be this. Do you think that the guy twins are kind of like looking at the girl twins wondering like, what are they doing? Why aren't they making out? Do these girls not know that this is what twins do when your other twin is tied up and he's got no choice? You put his arms around you and you breathe him. You breathe the poor guy. One thing that I think is really funny about these guys is that on their Instagram, they have a business email in their bio. What company would ever want to sponsor two incestuous twins? What kind of business inquiries do they think they're gonna get? I just imagine these guys going to their manager and being like, hey, do we have any new brand opportunities? And he's like, yeah, actually, we've got 7,000 emails from people offering to pay you to stop posting forever. Oh, that's kind of weird. So that many like individual people want No, it's companies. They're literal companies that want to pay you to stop posting. Big ones too, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. They're willing to put a lot of money into getting you guys to stop. I actually went through their profile a bit and I did find one post that I think is sponsored. It doesn't say hashtag ad, but it says products used in this video, and it's tagging this company at 7 days. And it's an ad for a makeup company. Kind of an odd collab. I don't really know how that fits the theme of the account. I guess it could be for people who are in a relationship with someone that doesn't look exactly like them. And so maybe you can use this makeup to make them look more like you or something. I'm not really sure. So not every one of these guys' TikToks is about them wanting to kiss each other or like rub up on each other. They do have a couple of like normal TikTok content, which I feel like given all the other stuff is even weirder. Like you can't just post a normal TikTok and act like all of that stuff didn't also happen. You'd think that being an incestuous twin would be enough for the TikTok algorithm, but I guess not. Even these guys have to, you know, branch out and diversify. I guess it goes to show how hard being a creator really is. They've got this prank video where one of the twins puts on like a scissor headband and then rubs fake blood all over him. And his twin brother comes in and they both faint. My favorite part about this TikTok is that when they both fall over, you can see a mirror in the background and there's just like a guy sitting in a chair helping film, I guess. I'd like to imagine that that guy sitting in the camera is actually their third twin, or their triplet, I guess. He's their brother also, but he never gets to be in them. He's like in charge of setting up the camera and everything. And every time he sets up the camera for a video, he's like, hey guys, I had an idea for a video. What if this time you guys want to make out with me? And the other two brothers are like, ugh, gross, dude, that's disgusting. You're our brother. They've got another TikTok where this dude does the exact same prank again, but with this like eyeball sticking out of the head device, which is absolutely grotesque, I must add. And it's interesting because this time just one of the twins faints. I guess the pranker is getting a little bit used to it, but I got a feel for the twin being pranked. I mean, this would be a lot to walk in on. Walking in and seeing your brother, like literally with his eyeball hanging out, yeah, I would faint too. I would be horrified. I really feel for this guy. Plus, that's not just his brother, you know? That's his husband. Honestly, I haven't watched all their TikToks. There could be some other weird twist like this is also his dad or some shit. I'm hesitant to try to box them into any kind of like nuclear family that we would all be used to. I don't know what's going on with them at all. They've also got dance videos, which get pretty spicy. I like to imagine someone scrolling down their profile being like absolutely disgusted by most of their TikToks and being like, oh, thank God, finally a normal TikTok. Oh, fuck, dude. There's a comment on this one that says sus, but I'm starting to accept it. Is this how quickly as a society we become desensitized to things now? What changed? What made you start to accept it? I'm so confused. I feel like something must have happened to this person in their own personal life outside of watching these TikToks that made them accept it. Like maybe their brother got really hot all of a sudden and they were like, whoa, maybe I spoke too soon. These TikToks are kind of on point. Okay, wait, hold on. So now this is confusing. I've started to see comments that are really throwing a wrench in my understanding of this situation. This comment says, are you guys dating or brothers? And this person responded saying, actually at first they were saying, but did not know they were related until the DNA test showed up. Oh, they meant dating. Actually, at first they were dating, but did not know they were related until the DNA test showed up. So this person is saying somehow these two guys fell in love without knowing that they were twin brothers. These guys are like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, we knew we looked exactly alike and we were both coincidentally adopted from the same orphanage, but how was I supposed to know I'm related to the guy? Okay, now I'm seeing comments that are saying that they might not actually be brothers. My guess is they aren't really brothers. They look alike, but they had cosmetic surgery to look more similar and they're just acting like brothers. Okay, I'm sorry, that seems so unfeasible to me. Spending thousands of dollars to look like somebody else, to get 70,000 likes on TikTok and have everyone think that you're in love with your brother? Okay, this person said they are brothers, and then someone commented under that, if you look closely, they don't look anything alike. I think they just seem like it for clout. Maybe. And then someone else said, yeah, I've stalked them for the past 15 minutes, and honestly, they look alike, but not really like brothers. What? Are these guys not twins? Hold on, no. I've spent the past like 3 days watching these guys' videos. Are they not twins? Do they just look like twins because they wear the same clothes all the time? All right, I've been doing some investigation into the topic. Here's my presentation. Alisov brothers. Twins? Or just guys? Are these two genetically identical humans? Are these just two guys having fun, having a good time? In this investigation, I wanted to take a closer look at the two guys to see if they really look as similar as I thought they did. One of the tricky things about doing this is they never like have both of their faces right next to each other for comparison, like both looking dead on into the camera, both at the same distance. Kind of suspicious, no? Really makes you wonder. No. All right, let's start with the similarities. The similarities I think are pretty obvious. Take a look at this. In some pictures, their faces are virtually indistinguishable. Look at the noses. This is the same nose. The shape of the nostril, the curvature, that little swoop that makes it look like just like a ski slope. That if you were a little skier, you'd probably just ski right off, whoop, and then land in the twin brothers' mouth because they'd sort of be right next to each other like that. They've got the same eye color. Look at the ears too. I mean, that's like having the same nose and the same ears. What is that? What are the odds of that? I'm not a geneticist. I don't know how much ears vary from person to person, but like, look at how thin like the ridge of the ear is. I feel like that's abnormal. Yeah, I've definitely got a fatter ear ridge there. That's not a normal ear ridge thickness. So of course they have the same hair, but that's pretty easy to fake. Even if they didn't, they could dye their hair and cut it the same way. I could shave my head and I'd look just like Jeff Bezos. Does that mean that I'm entitled to some of his wealth? Now let's talk differences. Do the boys have different facial structures? I hope you can tell, but I've noticed in a few of their TikToks, one of them seems like he's got a lot slimmer face. It's very defined right here. This guy's face is a lot more smooth and a lot more round. In some of their videos, I've noticed that their eyebrows look different. This is a makeup one and it's before they put on makeup. Their eyebrows look more different than when they are wearing makeup. This one's eyebrows are kind of a little more curvy. They go whoop. These ones, a little more straight. Bing. See that? Bing. So there are some differences. After looking at them for quite some time, there are some differences. But does that mean they're not twins? Zach and Cody, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, these are genetic twins as far as we know. As far as today's top scientists know, these boys are definitely twins. And even when they were younger, I mean, you could tell them apart for sure. Like, they had differences. And now they're all grown up, and I'd say they look even less alike. I think that happens to twins as they get older. They live different lives, they eat different foods. meet different people. But just because they look slightly different, that doesn't mean that they're not in love. I also wanted to see if I could find any evidence for that claim that they were dating before they knew they were twins. So I was looking that up and I could not find that anywhere about them. The only thing I could find about that was this article, and it describes exactly what that comment was talking about, except the dudes that are named in the article are not the Alisov brothers. They have totally different names, Jason Osborne and Alex Brown. So I don't know if someone just saw this article and like assumed it was talking about the Alisov brothers. Like, oh, that explains it. Okay, case closed. This is an article from the UK, not from Russia. Different names, but it's probably talking about them. I did also email the brothers at their business email. I figure they probably don't get a lot of emails, so I thought I might get a response. Just asking them if they're twins. I said, please, are you guys really twins? I have to know. And I sent it. And as of right now, I have not heard back. So after that deep and thorough investigation, my opinion, they're twins. They are, I do think that they're twins. Sure, they have small differences in their facial features, but like they look exactly the same. They're twins. But that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I'm not happy that I think that. But as I said, you know, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Are they twins? Are they really in love? Let me know. This video has been sponsored by ExpressVPN. Yes! Guys, there's lots of fun things to do on the internet. Playing games with your friends, sending emails to your friends, video chatting with your friends. But you know what's not fun? The fact that ISPs can see everything that you're doing when you're online, and they can even legally sell it to other companies. That is one reason to use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN basically sends all of your data through a secure tunnel so that your internet service provider and online advertisers can't track what you're doing and sell it to people. I use ExpressVPN all the time. I've got it on my laptop and my desktop and my phone. But not only does ExpressVPN keep you safe when you're doing some of your favorite activities online, it also unlocks new activities, like more things to watch. For example, Donald Glover's masterpiece of a show, Atlanta, is not available on Netflix in the US, but it is available on Netflix in Brazil. So if you want to watch Atlanta on Netflix, you could do two things. You could move to Brazil, or you could just install ExpressVPN, change your server location to Brazil, and now you can, and then you can watch it. You know, I mean, you can pick whichever one you want to do, but I think ExpressVPN would be easier. ExpressVPN's got the fastest speeds, they've got 24/7 customer support, and they're consistently ranked the #1 VPN by multiple sources, as you can clearly see here. So if you want to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free, then head on over to expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. Bye, thanks for watching. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of A Grown Man Spends 20 Minutes Making Fun of a Movie for Kids. You may have noticed something a little bit different. There's a microphone in the frame. I got a new stand for my microphone, and apparently the only way I can get it like close enough to me is by having it slightly in frame. So I hope this isn't super distracting. This would be kind of a crazy way for like one of those faceless YouTubers to film videos.
What's up, guys?
So today we're going to be talking about Zapped. And after watching this movie, I'm starting to think that the writers of Disney Channel original movies are not capable of writing a movie that's not about a teenager trying to control the opposite sex and mold them and craft them to their liking. You got Pixel Perfect, a movie about creating like the perfect girl pop star. How to Build a Better Boy, pretty self-explanatory in the title on that one. And then you got this movie Zapped, which is about Zendaya discovering that her dog training app can actually train boys to obey it can train boys to obey her every command. It's not actually Zendaya. She's not playing herself. It's Zendaya's playing a character named Zoe. I think that's probably pretty clear, but I just wanted to clear that up. This movie is full of dark magic. I'm convinced of it. There's something deeply sinister going on in this movie. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna figure it out. Let's go ahead and watch it. The movie starts out with Zendaya's character Zoe giving a maid of honor speech at her mom's wedding. She's marrying this new guy, so her family is about to be merged with his family. So it's Zendaya and her mom, and then this man and his 3 sons. So it's like a family of women mixing with a family of men, which makes a lot of sense because, as we know, women give birth to girls and men give birth to boys.
First off, I just want to say how happy I am
that my mom has finally found love again. She is the most giving person I know.
Her speech starts off sweet, but then she immediately just starts like kind of complaining about having to live with 4 new guys because they're stinky.
4 guys and their mysterious odors that they always blame on the dog.
Yeah, she sort of takes the opportunity to complain and just make her mom, I guess, like feel bad for marrying a guy. It's the happiest day of her mother's life. And also this guy, her new stepdad, is the happiest day of his life. And her speech is like, I hate my new family, my new stinky family. And this wedding will certainly ruin my life. To make matters even worse, towards the end of her speech, the boys lose control of their pet dog, who is at their wedding for some reason. They lose control of the dog, and the dog goes crazy and knocks like a chocolate fondue fountain all over Zendaya. And at this moment, I couldn't help but remember that Zendaya's character in Euphoria is supposed to be the same age as Zendaya's character in this movie, and their lives are drastically different. Throughout this movie, you will find that the characters are like super weird. They're like caricatures of people that don't exist in real life.
And
to show how much it's gonna suck really living with the boys, the writers of this movie decided to have the next day start with Zendaya's new stepdad screaming in the hallways, getting everybody ready for school. But then when he sees Zendaya come out of her room, he like doesn't know how to talk to her.
Hey, morning sport. I mean, hi girl. Hi girl.
It's like, dude, you're 50. Have you never talked to a girl before? The movie then establishes why each one of the new guys that she lives with is like gross in some way. One of her little brothers is really messy. The other one's always like cooking gross stuff. Which is like a weird character trait. I get the messy younger brother, but like the gross cooking younger brother, is that a thing? Is that something I'm supposed to be able to relate to? And then the oldest of the brothers is like always frantically running around. He's like always late for something. He's really scatterbrained.
My pants! Where are my pants? Where are my pants? Where are my pants?
Okay, excuse me, can we just establish a few ground rules here? If you're not wearing pants, please stay out of my personal space bubble.
Look, Zoe, I have morning basketball practice, and then a players meeting, and then a captain's meeting, and then even more practicing.
Kind of weird to respond to a request about like not invading my personal space when you're not wearing pants by saying like, but Zoe, I've got basketball practice. Like he fully like bumps his butt on her while getting ready in his underwear, and she's like, can you not do that? And he's like, sorry, sometimes when you're busy you just gotta rub up on your stepsis in your underwear. What don't you get? I'm in many extracurricular clubs, okay? Along with moving into a new house with all these boys, she also starts attending her new school, which is the school that her brother goes to. And you know how in Disney movies there's always like the distinct cliques, like there's the popular crowd, and then there's like the stoners, but they never say stoners in the Disney movie. They're just kind of like, these are like the kids who wear jean jackets. This movie has the most insane high school posses ever. You got the skateboard boys. Okay, that's pretty normal. The next group she sees are the shirtless workout boys. And then just the straight up stinky boys, where the only like defining characteristic is that they're dirty, flea-ridden, smelly boys. You can hear like flies flying around them. What clique is this supposed to be in high school? And then there's the popular group, one of whom is also pretty stinky himself, actually.
The Tripster? The Tripathon? It's me. I'm Trip.
Oh.
Sport phone.
Oh.
The movie sort of writes this off as like, well, this is just something boys do, you know? New school, you gotta kind of accept what boys come with it, you know? Boys will be boys. No. That is actually not what boys do. That is something that just one very specific boy does.
It's me. I'm Trip.
And he needs to be stopped. I cannot remember a single moment in high school where a boy walked up to a girl, let alone like the new girl who's already like scared and doesn't know anyone and is like, hey, I'm gonna fart in your face now. Welcome to the school, smell my ass. But it's not all bad though. She does make a friend on her very first day. And in typical Disney Channel movie fashion, she is wearing a fedora. Every Disney Channel movie has to have a token fedora blazer wearing character.
But the boys here are cute, aren't they? All of them. I think we have the highest percentage of cute boys in the entire greater Westlake area.
Unlike Zoe though, she actually kind of likes the boys at the school. She's like, sure, they may have their flaws, but they're pretty cute.
Wow, you seem a little...
Oh, boy crazy? Yeah, that's the official diagnosis.
Hold up. This girl has a picture of a boy that goes to her school in her locker. Is that a thing? I remember in like middle school, girls would have pictures of like celebrity boys in their locker. Imagine seeing a picture of you in somebody else's locker. I'd feel like I was being hunted. It's weird to have his picture in your locker. It's even weirder in the movie when we find out that she also actually has pictures of him printed out on her pillows in her bed.
Gulp.
That's scary. Imagine if they start dating, she's like FaceTiming him in bed, and she like accidentally tilts the camera a little bit to the side, and he just sees his own face next to her.
Wait, what was that? Is that me?
Of course, Zoe does have a love interest in this movie, and he is introduced early on. It's this guy. Every boy in the movie is depicted in a negative light except this guy, because this guy, he's not like other guys.
Mr. Kale, pay attention. There will be a quiz.
On the praying mantis? Sphodromantis viridis, carnivorous member of the phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta.
Wow, he really is different than all the other guys. He knows about praying mantises. Most guys around this school don't know shit about bugs. Yeah, the movie really seems to depict this guy as like the way that guys should be. Guys shouldn't be stinky and messy, okay? Guys should wear beanie and sunglasses and know shit about bugs and be 35. I know I talk about this in like every Disney Channel original movie video that I make, but this guy literally looks like he's 30. Maybe he was held back for being too cool or not not being stinky enough. That seems to be a requirement at the school. He went on stage to accept his diploma, and they shook his hand, and they were like, wait a minute, why isn't your hand sticky? Actually, there's no flies flying around you. Get out of here, dude. Back to freshman year.
No wonder you do the silent lone wolf sunglass rebel thing. Oh, it's pancake mishap this morning.
No, I'm not looking at that.
Okay, well then what are you looking at?
I'm looking at you.
Creepy. Stops in the middle of the hallway just to stare her down.
I think I've got you figured out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This just comes off as creepy to me. I guess this is supposed to be romantic, but it's not really romantic to me. Just scary.
I can see inside you.
Another one of the plot lines in this movie is that Zoe wants to join the dance team, but the girl who runs the dance team is like the popular mean girl. She doesn't want Zoe on the dance team because she's too good at dancing and it's gonna make her look bad or something. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering, when the frick does this app thing happen, right? When the frick does Zoe discover that the dog training app works on boys? Well, at first, it doesn't. Zoe's just trying to train the family dog because it's all just like the rest of the boys in the house. It's stinky. Gross. And it like destroys her room and shit. Breaks this thing that her dad gave to her. She downloads this app called Listen and Obey, which is kind of an ominous sounding app.
Sit.
Shake.
Right away, this app is already clearly cursed with dark magic, right? And the dog can even tell too, because you know what the dog does the second he realizes what's going on? He grabs her phone and runs off with it and tries to destroy it, presumably to break the curse. And then what happens next is honestly the most confusing part of the movie, okay? So the dog drops the phone in the bath. Her brother gets it out and tries to swing it around to get the water out of it. It flies out the window, swings around a satellite dish, slides down a solar panel, and lands in dog food. And from here on out, that app is now able to control boys. Any man or boy this app can control against their will.
Sit.
And at first, while watching this movie, I didn't even think it was that weird. I didn't even give it a second thought. I was just like, okay, yeah, so something magical happened and now it can control boys. That makes sense. But like, what? What happened to the phone? I don't understand how solar panels and satellite dish changes the app from dog-based to man-based. Like, you'd think at the very least something having to do with like men would happen to the phone. Like the phone lands in like a bucket of buffalo wings or like flies through a football field. I'm just curious to know if that fucked up other apps on the phone or if it's just the dog training app. Now, whenever a boy likes one of my tweets, he goes into a coma for 3 years. And don't even get me started on the weather app, because every time I check that, boys start falling from the sky. Anyway, let's just say now that she's got the ability to control boys, she has a little bit of fun.
Boys are acting weird.
Dude, he farted twice in midair in such rapid succession. They added in 2 fart sound effects. Kind of impressive. I'm trying to imagine how she's gonna use the app to get herself out of this one. Stop farting. Take it back. Take the fart back. Suck it back up into your ass. Oh, how am I doing this? But no, she just uses the app to utterly humiliate him in front of his friends.
Go to the bathroom. Oh, wait, no, not here.
I'm still confused about some of these cliques, by the way. Like, what are these nerdy kids supposed to be? Look at this kid in the green sweater. How he acts when nobody high-fives him. What is that acting?
I guess your dog app doesn't work on girls. Maybe because girls aren't dog-like enough. They're too catty.
Ah, that's funny. Girls are catty. What the fuck does that mean? Boys are dog-like? What the hell? I mean, I guess in this universe they kind of are. They're like flea-ridden, mangy boys.
Why do we smell like we smell?
So pretty much like the majority of this movie is just Zoe using the app to like get what she wants and make all the boys at the school act exactly how she wants them to. She turns the skater boys into gentlemen. She goes up to the nerdy gamer kids and tells them to like go do yoga instead of playing video games.
Let's go do some yoga.
And her brothers, dude, don't even get me started on what she does to her poor brothers. I'm taking the brothers' side, all right? They did nothing wrong. Her poor brothers were just living their lives until Zoe moved in and tries to fix them.
Be clean.
Holy moly, it's filthy in here.
Her messy brother, she tells to be more clean, which turns him into this like hyper hygienic husk of his former self.
I need a sponge and soap and paper towels and a power washer.
For the rest of the movie, he's literally he's scrubbing everything frantically in a panic. Anytime there's a mess, he's like, I gotta clean it up. She tells the gross cooking boy to cook less gross stuff.
Start making less gross food.
So he's like cooking 5-star meals for the rest of the movie. And then the oldest brother, she tells him to be more focused.
Be focused.
This lampshade.
The boy is just like focused on inanimate objects for the rest of the movie. He's just like staring at a lamp or at the basketball net. She turns her own family into like mindless zombies. And she's like, this is better. This is nice. It's creepy, dude. It's eerie, this movie. In all honesty, dude, this show walked so that WandaVision could run. This is basically WandaVision. In fact, since they're both owned by Disney, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in the same universe. This is like a prequel to WandaVision. This is where she gets the idea. It's kind of funny how low the stakes are considering the power that she holds. She could like take over Wall Street. She could get rich. She could make anybody do what she wants. Any man. She could fix every war, create world peace. In fact, I think her friend says that at one point in the movie. She's like, we could end every war with this. And Zoe's just like, yeah, we could, but I simply will not. I think it's more important that my brother stares at a lamp for the rest of his life. That's kind of the shit I'm on.
Things aren't nearly as terrible as they were. Then again, I'm talking to a dog, so I might just be losing my mind.
Hey, smartphone.
In this scene, there's a little bit more development with the love interest. Zoe runs into him reading alone in the park.
So what are you reading? Oh, no, let me guess.
The Cool Guy's Guide to Wearing Sunglasses Inside.
It's close. To Kill a Mockingbird.
I feel like when he holds up that book, we're supposed to be like, wow, he really is not like other guys. Except that, like, that is required reading in most high schools, so he actually is like other guys. He's like every other guy. To Kill a Mockingbird's sort of my favorite book. My second favorite is The Great Gatsby. Third favorite is Geometry 101. I just love to read, what can I say? Eventually things start to get a little crazy at school, and Zoe realizes that she probably shouldn't be controlling people like this anymore. People are getting into fights and stuff because the new cliques at school are just like not meshing well. So Zoe's like, all right, I'll just make them stop. And she tells the app to stop. And then of course everybody just stands still and freezes. And so she's like, oh no, I can't reverse the commands. If I tell them to stop, they're just gonna literally stop. And so then like many more days go by and she's just like, well, I guess I can never reverse the thing. And it's like, well, what if you just said, hey, ignore all the commands I gave you, instead of just saying stop and being like, oh, it didn't work. The movie continues to get even more dark to like a startling point. There's a creepy ass scene where the whole JV dance team wants to resign because they don't like dancing anymore. And Zoe's like, how about I use the app to make you dance instead? And so there's just a scene of them all like sadly dancing because their hearts aren't in it, but they are being like physically forced to dance. And the movie even goes so far as to make Zoe force the love interest to kiss her with the app.
Kiss me!
She just forced a guy to kiss her. Disney, what are we doing here, dude? What's going on? We need to have a talk with the writers of these movies. Anyway, Zoe feels bad after this, and she gets all stressed because there is a college scout coming to the basketball game. But Zoe's brother obviously isn't playing very well because the only thing he can do is like stare at an object for hours at a time.
Welcome to a new season of Husky basketball. The Huskies have been struggling with practice, and there's a college scout in the stands. So tonight's game could be a nail-biter.
I like that the scout is writing stuff before the game even starts. What do you think he's writing? Ball round, court shiny. Boys stinky. Just as the beginning of the movie made no sense, the ending also makes no sense. The phone falls into the wrong hands. The popular girl figures out that Zoe is using it to control people. I don't know how she figures it out. She just like sees Zoe holding it during dance practice and she's like, she's holding her phone while dancing? She must be using mind control. I gotta get that phone. Anyway, she steals the phone. At the basketball game, she just like starts making everybody obey her every command.
Bow down to me.
In order to get the phone back, Zoe's like, how about I just do whatever you want?
I'll do anything you want. Just say the command.
Hands.
And then this happens.
Roll over.
How did you?
I'm your brother. We stick together.
Sorry, what? He just broke the curse. Like the spell that everyone is under. He just like got up and he's like, I'll do it with you. I'm your brother. Don't worry about it. It's like, I'm sorry. Is that what breaks the curse? Being a brother? Being her brother? And then eventually like her whole family is able to resist the app and get on the ground with her and start doing it. And it embarrasses the popular girl. And they like the only explanation for it is this.
Why isn't this working?
Because everyone knows you can never make a dog turn against its own pack.
The rules to this movie, the lore does not make sense. I guess that's just how Disney Channel movies go. In the end, everyone sort of learns that like, hey, girls have things that girls do that are weird to boys, and boys do things that are weird to girls. And that's just how we need to leave it. Which in some sense I would agree with. Not in this movie though. The boys are disgusting in this movie. They need to change something about themselves. I think that there could be some middle ground between her mind controlling them and them just being utterly repulsive. Anyway, the moral of the story is like Zoe realizes that she is not God and should not have unilateral control over everyone's lives, and they all live happily ever after. Well guys, we may never be able to control boys using our smartphones, but you know what we can control? Our money. Thanks to today's sponsor, Current. Do a flip. Do a backflip. Sit. Speed.
I love you, Father.
Good boy. That's right, guys. Today's video has been sponsored by Current. Current is the future of mobile banking. You guys have heard me talk about how awesome Current is before, how flexible they are, how transparent they are with things like no hidden fees. But today, I've got something new to talk about, and that's interest. Because Current just launched a new feature called Interest where you can earn 4% APY on your money. That's 4% for your money literally just sitting there. That's right, you don't gotta be throwing money at the stock market or buying NFTs and investing in cryptocurrency to get some return on your money. With Current's interest feature, you literally just get 4% for your money just sitting there. And as if that's not already enough reason to start using Current, I am once again going to be giving away $5,000 with Current's help. So go ahead, download Current, make an account, use the code DANNYINTEREST for a chance to win, and so you don't miss out on that 4%. Signing up for Current is totally free to do. You can do it right now. So honestly, there's really no reason not to. All right, well, thank you to Current for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Current. They've been a long-time sponsor of the channel. They've helped me do some amazing things, so make sure you check them out. And goodbye. Bye. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Please Stop Trying to Give Birth at Disneyland. Please. Did you guys know about this? I just found out this is a thing. Women are trying to give birth at Disneyland in order to get a free lifetime pass. Don't do that. As I'm sure you guys are aware, because Disney is such a huge company with so many adoring fans and people love going to Disneyland, there are a ton of like urban legends and lore surrounding the Disney parks. You guys may have heard of some of the more outlandish ones, like there's one that like Walt Disney's head is like frozen and buried somewhere at Disneyland or something, or like it's like Buzz Lightyear's head on the Toy Story ride or something like that. But today I wanted to sort of dive into some of the urban legends surrounding the Disney parks. Mostly the strange things that Disney adults do at the Disney parks. Although some of these things are so weird that I hesitate to call these people Disney adults, some of these things are a little extreme. Kind of feel like I should call them something else. These people are like Disney extremists or something, I don't know. The first one, like I said, women flock to Disneyland to give birth and get a lifetime free ticket, which is such a bad idea on its face. Like, please give birth in a hospital, give birth where there are like medical professionals around and not like a chipmunk. And the worst part of it is obviously this perk is an urban myth and does not exist. This is not a real thing. Laboring women have shown up at Disneyland in the hope that their bub will be born there and get a lifetime free ticket. But guess what? That perk is an urban myth and does not exist. Important to note, this article is Australian. That's why they're calling the baby bub. They're talking about a baby there. They're not talking about like a bottle of champagne or something. I'm going to Disneyland and giving birth to that bubbly dude, which is also what I call having a fart. I just gave birth to a bubbly. As a veteran of the pregnancy game, I know for sure that the journey to motherhood, okay, that's a weird way to say I've given birth before, or just that I am a mom. As a veteran to the pregnancy game. So you have kids, right? Me? Yep, yeah, that's right. I've done 3 tours of pregnancy. I've seen shit you cannot imagine. The pain, the screaming. Yeah, I've heard childbirth can be pretty tough. The innocent lives lost. Oh. What? The airstrikes. So many civilian casualties. Are we still talking about giving birth? Yes. Laboring women are racing to Disneyland's gates in hopes that if their baby is born there, they will secure their child a lifetime pass. Okay, so the article goes on to describe that there are people that have given birth at Disneyland before, and people have tried to replicate it and give birth at Disneyland, and they've gotten caught, and it hasn't gone well. I do feel like the article is over-exaggerating, though, saying that laboring women are racing to Disneyland's gates. Like, pregnant women have, like, the baby already coming out and they're shoving it back in, like running into Disneyland. There's just like a crowd of angry mothers-to-be banging on the gates in front of Disneyland. Let us in! We must release our spawn! Like making a break to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride to do a water birth. I just feel like they're exaggerating a little bit. I don't know if I would characterize it quite like that. So you're probably wondering how this rumor started. Like, did Disney ever at one point give a lifetime pass to someone whose baby was born at Disneyland? Well, I will let this TikTok explain that.
Today in Disney history, the very first Disneyland baby was born. Rosa Salcedo gave birth to a 6-pound, 10-ounce baby girl on a bench on Main Street, USA, right outside of the Plaza Inn. Can you imagine visiting Disneyland as a family of 2 and coming out as a family of 3?
Yeah, I can actually. But not because I'm gonna give birth. I'm gonna kidnap Donald Duck. You're my child now, Donald. The perfect happy family of 3. Husband, wife, and my uncle Donald Duck, who I've been holding at gunpoint for the past 16 years.
There have been 4 babies born at Disneyland, and all of them have been girls, but only one has their own Disneyland birth certificate.
So that might not have sounded significant, but that's actually how the rumor started. The first baby that was born there, Teresa, got a birth certificate that was just like a Disney birth certificate that says like, this is the first baby to ever be born at Disneyland. And I guess like word got out that this baby got some kind of special certificate, and then people just started assuming like, oh, that's a lifetime pass. That baby got a lifetime pass. And from that moment on, has just been a rumor that if you give birth at Disneyland, your baby gets a lifetime free pass. So honestly, if you're like that big of a Disney fan and you do this, you don't even get a lifetime pass. You still have to pay to go to Disneyland. It's just your baby that gets in for free. And I kind of feel like babies get in for free to Disneyland anyway. Is that true? Children under the age of 3 get in free to all 4 theme parks and 2 water parks at Disney World. There you go. You want your kid to get in free to Disneyland? A better conspiracy would be just pretend they're 3 years old for their entire life. That shit could actually work. The article goes on to talk about a time where someone has tried to sneak in to give birth at Disneyland, and they hid in the bathroom while going into labor until I guess employees had to like assure her that her baby would not be getting a lifetime pass, and then she was like, oh, okay, fine, then I'll just go to the hospital. Once they assured her that she would not be receiving a lifetime passport, she came out and accepted the ambulance ride to Western Medical Center where her baby was born shortly thereafter. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of sounds like she failed the test. If you know anything about Disneyland, you know how well the cast members there, all of the employees, all the staff, all the people in costumes are trained to like respond to every circumstance. It sounds like you just entered the giving birth at Disneyland experience, and honestly, you didn't make it to the end where you get the prize. It also says that this discussion board, The Laughing Place, has some hilarious forum chats about this topic. So I guess other people have been like sharing stories about this happening on this forum, but when I clicked on it, it turns out that it doesn't exist anymore, which kind of sucks because I wanted to find out more times that this has happened, but honestly, it is probably for the best. Kind of sounds like they were talking about some pretty sick shit in there. You think you're gonna go to a Disney forum and see people talking about like, my favorite movie's Coco, but instead you see people talking about like, I'm gonna give birth inside of Pluto's house. I'm gonna go to Disneyland and get fucked by Goofy, and then Goofy's gonna be the father of my child, and I'm gonna give birth on It's a Small World. And I'm gonna make Elmer Fudd cut the umbilical cord. Is Elmer Fudd a Disney character? I actually don't think he is. But he's gonna be there anyway. And then me and my freak mutant, half goofy, half human child will both get lifetime passes. Free pass for life for my little freak. Passes or not, being born in Disneyland is a pretty cool claim. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. The way this is written, it kind of makes it sound like, so you might not get a free pass, but I don't know, it's worth a shot. You might want to do it anyway, just for shits. I've actually found a little bit of discussion about this on TikTok as well.
Quick question, what's stopping me from giving birth in Disney World? Like in the Magic Kingdom, on a ride, in the up couple.
I think this TikTok in particular is a joke, but the comments under this TikTok are actually very interesting. I went into labor at Disney. They were not cool about it. And people like responded asking her to elaborate, and she goes on to detail her experience going into labor at Disney. And from her experience, it kind of sounds like the second anybody starts going into labor at Disney now because of this conspiracy, the entire staff immediately flips and like makes it their top priority to get you out of the park and like to a hospital to give birth. And I guess that sometimes they can be so rushed trying to get you out of the park that it comes off as rude, but obviously they're just like concerned for your health. They also don't want this rumor escalating of like people giving birth getting a free pass. And also it's just like people in sweaty mascot costumes trying to not deliver a baby because that's not their job. So sometimes I guess it comes off as rude. But the funny thing is, from this woman's entire explanation, it sounds like she didn't even know that this urban legend was a thing. So in her head, I guess she just like broke some unspoken rule at Disneyland that she had no idea about and made the entire staff of the happiest place on earth turn on her in an instant, which is so funny to me. Hello there, what can I get for you? Yeah, can I just get a medium root beer, please? Oh, great. Oh, great, another guy here to put his balls in the root beer. What? Hey everybody, this guy right here is about to pull out his big fat balls in front of everyone, in front of a bunch of children, and put his balls in a glass of root beer. Why would I do that? Don't play dumb. I'm not playing dumb. I am dumb in this situation. You've clearly heard that if you put your stupid fat balls— Why do you keep calling them fat? In the root beer at Disneyland, you get to spend the night with Minnie Mouse. Oh, what the fuck? No, I just wanted some root beer. Is that true? No, it's an urban legend. But no matter how many times we tell people it's not true, we still get perverts like you coming to Disneyland, ordering root beer just so they can put their stupid— Don't call them fat balls in it! Oh, come on, man, don't cry. I already am. Why do you still sell root beer if this keeps happening? Because if you shit in the root beer, you actually do get a free fast pass for Space Mountain. Okay, I don't want to put my balls in root beer, and I definitely don't want to shit in the root beer, okay? I legitimately just want to drink some root beer. Oh. Sorry, my bad, man. I didn't know. Okay, well, that's literally what I asked for, so here you go. Ah, what the fuck is that? It's Walt Disney's head. You said the secret code, so here's his head. No, root beer. What? I wanted root beer. I wanted to drink root beer. So no head? No. Overall, pretty disappointing that anyone actually believed this in the first place. In what world would Disney want to foster an environment where mothers are coming into their park, their theme park, to try to give birth? Especially if they're not like billing it back to the person that gave birth and being like, okay, here's your hospital bill, and because it's Disney, it was $1 million. Now, by now, it should be no surprise to you that there are some people in this world that want to spend every waking moment of their lives at Disneyland, especially their most precious moments in life, which is why you can also get married at Disneyland.
Let's take a look at some of the craziest places you can get married at Disney World. Starting at $12,000, you can get married at the Haunted Mansion in Disney World.
But just like expecting mothers trying to sneak into the bathroom to pop out a quick person, couples are of course also trying to cheat the system and avoid paying to have their wedding at Disney. So they'll just like sneak in with like themselves, maybe a couple family members and an officiant, and just like have the wedding in like a somewhat secluded area of the park. Here we have an article that details a San Diego couple sharing their secret Disneyland wedding story. Not many people can say they secretly got married in Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. 2 years ago, Gabriel and Andrea had been saving up for their dream wedding at Disneyland. However, when they began looking for wedding options at the park, the couple said that the cheapest option was $12,000. Instead, they decided to spend their life savings on a house. Great move, honestly. No complaints so far. That's a very wise choice. So Gabriel and Andrea decided to have a secret wedding at Disneyland. The couple gathered Gabriel's oldest daughter, an ordained minister, a witness, and packed their bags, heading for Disneyland for what they called a guerrilla-style wedding. Now, I don't know much about weddings. I've only had one, but I do know that you don't generally want to have them guerrilla-style. Like when we were planning our wedding, that word almost never came up, I don't think. Just imagining them describing their wedding afterwards, like, yeah, it was so romantic. We hid in the bushes for 8 hours in the hot Florida sun wearing camo paint, waiting for the crowds to die down. You know, just sort of waiting out the crowds and the gunshots, the airstrikes. Airstrikes? Then we popped out and I said I do. Happiest day of my life. Here's my favorite picture of the big day. Now buckle up, because this next urban legend is about to get nasty. Quite literally, this is disgusting. Like I said, the most devoted Disney fans would probably spend forever at Disney if they could, but maybe they can. For years and years, the Haunted Mansion has been the home to an endless supply of Disney myths and legends. But the attraction's most prevalent and persistent rumor is that guests regularly spread the remains of their friends and family inside the ride. This can't be true though, right? It is 100% true. Yes, that is right, and I don't want to bash anybody's final wishes. I know that that's a very personal thing, but spreading human remains in a public place that people are like walking around and touching? Please don't do that. Or you know what, I should say, because I feel bad for people who are just trying to honor their dead relatives' wishes or whatever. If you're alive still and you're watching this video and that's gonna be in your will, please take it out. Don't make people do that on your behalf. Honestly, I am a little relieved that people are sticking to like spreading ashes at least, because there are a lot of different ways to dispose of a body. It was actually my grandpa's greatest wish to be laid to rest at Disney. Oh, that's sweet. You're gonna scatter his ashes around at the park? Not exactly. The Haunted Mansion probably has so much human ashes in it, it's not even funny, said one Disneyland custodian. Blah! That is the nastiest thing. Oh my God. Don't do that. Do not do that. Please.
People scatter their loved ones' ashes in the Disney parks monthly. Can you imagine just like being on a ride and the person next to you is dumping out ashes? Disney employees are literally aware of this too. They have to follow special protocols every time this happens. The custodians are used to identifying and vacuuming up these ashes.
I don't know why I was surprised to hear they vacuum them up. Of course they do. It's a literal human corpse, basically. Of course they get rid of it. The people who are like requesting this happen to their bodies must know this, right? They must know that some custodian that does not willingly work in like a morgue or something is going to have to take care of that. This sounds awful for everyone. If you're the custodian, you have to vacuum it up, but if you're the person that just lost someone you care about, you have to know that they're just gonna vacuum it up. They might even make you watch. They have you come identify all the places that you scattered the remains, and then they just like make eye contact with you while they're vacuuming it up. This is going in the garbage now. We're gonna throw this in the garbage now. Say bye-bye. So when you're laying them to rest in the happiest place on earth, you're actually condemning them to forever in the suckiest place in the world. Yes, that is a very funny joke.
And people will put them anywhere too. Like flower beds, bushes, the lawn at Magic Kingdom, outside the park gates.
Outside the park gates? They'll put this shit anywhere too, outside the park gates, on the highway on the way home, the McDonald's across the street, Universal Studios, shit anywhere. It doesn't really matter. I feel so bad for the employees that have to deal with this, honestly. That would be so scary. Honestly, even as a patron, I honestly like going to Disneyland every once in a while. I think it's pretty fun. But next time I go, I am going to be terrified that I'm like touching human remains at all times. Especially now knowing that they put them everywhere. I'm gonna be eating a turkey leg and wondering like, is this actually some guy's leg?
They're most frequently dispersed around the Haunted Mansion, which is kind of perfect if you ask me.
Okay, this girl's actually a little bit too into it. But now this whole ashes thing, which is not really an urban legend, is actually true, has actually spawned urban legends out of it, as you can see here.
Have you heard of the legend of the crying boy at the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland? The story goes a mother spread her son's ashes without permission from Disneyland, and you can see him crying as you're exiting the ride.
Spooky. I wonder why he's crying. Maybe because his ashes are in a vacuum. Maybe because he was a little boy and his mom spread his ashes in the scariest ride at Disneyland. The mom was like, yeah, my son used to love this ride. Every time we would get on it, he would be screaming and crying and shaking because he was so happy and excited. So I decided this is the perfect place for him to spend the rest of eternity. In a rundown castle of pure terror. It's what my darling little boy would have wanted. All in all, it seems to me that Disney, this giant corporation that owns like every media property known to man, has their grubby little fingers wrapped around people a little bit too tightly. It's like you already have every movie and TV show. Do you really need people like begging to spend their entire lives at your theme park also? But even still, with people spreading their loved ones' ashes at Disney, people trying to give birth at Disney just to get free tickets, Disney is still trying their best to immerse you in their parks as much as possible to make you never want want to leave. Recently, Disney opened up the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, which is a Star Wars hotel and experience. I think it's like a 2 or 3 day long experience where you are like in this hotel. There's like a story that you have to follow about shit going on around you. It seems very immersive, and to a pretty big Star Wars fan, honestly, it sounds pretty cool. But it is also $5,000, and instead of windows, your room has a screen that just shows a video of outer space playing. So, you know, just keep that in mind that you might go insane while you're in this place. With no concept of night or day, you just have to adhere to the Star Wars pre-approved activities. There's like stormtroopers patrolling the halls at all times. It's kind of like they wanted to build a Star Wars hotel, but they built a prison instead. I read through some of the Google reviews for this hotel. It's only been open for a little bit, so there's not that much to go off of. And honestly, there are a lot of 5-star reviews of people who seemingly really enjoyed it. I did think that this review was really funny. This person gave it a 1 out of 5, and they said, thought the experience was fun, but not worth the price. There are too many missions to keep track of, and you are always missing something. It kind of seems like they got like too immersed in the story and like started to believe that they really needed to complete these missions. This sounds more like the review of a disgruntled employee that like works on a spaceship. There are too many fucking missions, man. There's too much shit to do. The hyperdrive is gonna fail, and I need to fix that. Not to mention the First Order's breathing down my fucking neck, trying to get me to give away the location of my comrade. This place is fucking stressful. I think my favorite thing I've seen come out of this Star Wars hotel is this apparently now deleted ad for the experience that says, strike unlikely alliances in your very own Star Wars story. Apparently when you come in, you can decide if you want to be like on the good side or the bad side. So this This place is metal, dude. This goes hard. It's crazy to me that you actually can choose to be on the side of like the evil intergalactic fascists, basically. You and your preteen daughter can don First Order uniforms and betray one of your favorite characters' trusts, Chewbacca, giving away his location and leading the First Order directly to him, who will take him away to be tortured and then eventually executed. It might be a little too immersive. It might be. We're gonna start hearing people come back and you're gonna be like, how was your trip? You went to the Star Wars hotel, right? And they'll be like, the guilt over my actions will haunt me forever. But I did what I had to do. It was honestly fucking sick. I loved it. And honestly, like, if someone offered to bring me there for free, would I go? Yes, I probably would. Yeah, honestly, I would like to go 100%. I would like to go. And as if living in an intergalactic prison isn't immersive enough for you, pretty soon Disney is going to start offering an even more immersive and even less temporary experience. You may have seen Disney recently announce their Story Living initiative, where they're basically going to be building cities, with their first like test city being built in the desert in California. I don't know about you, but this seems very creepy to me. I don't really know what Story Living entails. They're pretty vague about it in all of the promotional videos.
Story Living by Disney allows us to leverage what we do best: world-class service, legendary storytelling, creativity. This exciting new venture will enhance, extend, and strengthen the Disney brand by allowing us to bring the magic of Disney to places you may never have expected.
But it does kind of worry me to live in a town where every aspect of your day-to-day life is curated by Disney. Oh gosh, I feel like we have so much chemistry together. Me too. This has been great. This date was a lot of fun. I really haven't connected with anyone like this in a long time. Fantastic. How likely would you be to recommend this experience to a friend? What? On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate my performance? Performance? I thought you were just like genuinely interested in me, like romantically. Oh, perfect. So a 10 then? I really opened up to you. And you opened up to me. That's all just part of the Story Living experience. It's Disney magic. So that whole story you told me about how sad you were that you had to release your pet into the wild because it had grown to be wild. That was the plot of The Fox and the Hound. What the fuck is wrong with you? Thank you for riding Disney's Love Connection. Please make sure you pick up all your belongings as you exit the ride. Are you an animatronic? Please do not try to fuck any of the animatronics. Are you all animatronic? Have a lovely day here at Am I the only person that lives here? Anyway, that's the end of the video. It's time to talk about our sponsor. What's up? It's me, a hacker, and I'm so excited to steal your data because you don't have today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. You see, sending data over an unencrypted network is a lot like sending a postcard. There's no envelope to cover up your info and protect your sacred message. So any old creep with a little bit of basic computer knowledge and a little bit of free time can come along and check out all of your private information. I'm talking passwords, financial details, hell, emails. I'm gonna look at all of it. I'm doing it right now. Hey guys, I was just kidding. It's just me, Danny. Well, I wasn't kidding about most of it, actually. Just the part about me being a hacker. But the rest of it is true. Oh, there's not enough light on my face now. Can I just sort of illuminate my face with this? Luckily, today's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is here to help. Because ExpressVPN encrypts all of your network data with their best-in-class encryption. It would literally take a hacker using a supercomputer billions of years to crack this encryption. ExpressVPN has the fastest speeds out there. They've got 24/7 customer support, and ExpressVPN is extremely easy to use. You can fire it up and get connected with just one click. I've got ExpressVPN on every device that can have it, just to have a little bit of extra peace of mind when I'm out and about, especially on public Wi-Fi. So if you want to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free, then head on over to the link in the description. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. Thank you, ExpressVPN, so much for keeping us safe, but also sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. When you click on the link, it really helps to support my channel, so thank you for that. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my army here on YouTube. We are a ruthless army whose violence and terror knows no bounds. Please subscribe and turn on my notifications to join, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.